Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning. How are we all doing? Just there. So today we are starting on a new picture. As you can see up above, we are going to be doing a menagerie of insects. I've drawn the outline for everything, and we're going to be doing an ink drawing. Morning, Faisal. How are you? So this first bug, I'm not too sure what it is. I've been looking at it and I think it might be some sort of leaf bug. I'm not too sure. I'm not sure that I know the names of all of them. You're doing good. What about me? Yes. Yeah, doing very good, thank you. Nice early start today. Got a few bits and pieces done. Done my yoga, I've done my writing. So yeah, not too bad. How about yourself? Right. I did think about doing these bugs freehand. But then I decided against it because I thought there's so many of them on the page. And I thought if I get the dimensions wrong, I'm not going to fit them all on the page, so. I quite like drawing bugs. I don't know why. I think growing up with three brothers sort of had the fascination for insects and things growing up. We were always sort of collecting them in jars, and I very much remember many happy hours catching butterflies with nets. I think this is definitely some sort of leaf bug. I mean, I could be wrong. If anyone in the chat actually knows, then do correct me. Shading on these pictures are using a series of vertical lines, so that is what I will stick with. And there are also like little dots. It's amazing the effect that you can create with little dots. Little dots and little lines. Just a hint at shading. So what's everybody up to today? Anything? You can see it sort of coming together with the shading and everything. Using a fine liner 0.03 pen. Just adding in a little bit of shadow there where that wing overlaps that one. So, not bad, not bad, not bad. Now, do I put in the the shading. I might put in the shading. Just where some of the shadow might go. And this is done with cross hatching. Right, so we have a little bit coming out from here. Crosses this leg. And then we go the other way. And literally make crosses. And that's all cross hatching is. Could be used to really good effect. There we go. Bug 1 done. Right, I'm going to move on to this one next to it now, which I think is kind of like some sort of with the shape of that abdomen, I'm going to say some sort of wasp. But I don't know what kind. Trying to keep these markings on the body sort of arched slightly, just to sort of show that it's on, you know, the curve of the insect's body. Looks alright on screen. very important to sort of try and keep a steady hand when you're drawing the outline of the wings. You don't want to ruin the lovely edges of those. Yeah, that second bug was quite nice and easy to do. So I'm going to do this little one here, and then I'm going to go down and do this big, what I think is a tiger moth. So let's just do this little one. I don't know what type of bug this is. Maybe this is a sort of leaf bug as well. I must take away the eraser marks. Always wait for your drawing to be completely dry before you go over with the eraser. You know, smudgy marks everywhere. Right, and with this bug, shading It's not done in cross hatching. Just straight lines. Hey. Okay, so right, I'm going to start on this tiger moth now. I'm assuming it's a tiger moth. This has got a fair bit more markings on it. Morning, Artsman. How are you? Yeah, I'm good, thanks. Yeah. Just sort of getting to grips with this. It's such a different way of doing art to the coloured pencils that it's I'm just trying to think about it in different ways. Right, let's have a look. They look good. Stretch. Oh my gosh. It's actually a good thing to do the stretch because you hunch over your desk so much. Thank you. Always a good reminder. Am I ready to do a doodle? Sure. Sure. Christmas spirit? What? Christmas spirit? I don't know how do you draw a Christmas spirit? I'm gonna have to Google that one. Hang on. If it gives me like a bottle of wine, it'll be like, oh, okay. Christmas spirit images. It gives me words. Christmas spirit. Oh, okay, so it shows me a Christmas tree. So I'll draw a Christmas tree. Okay. So, let me think. Let's have some. Is this to wind Jamie out? I'm gonna have my star on the top. I'll have this standing in like let me get some colour on it. Let me move you out of the way. Let's have some. Have a little bit of green. Are you in the Christmas spirit then, Artsman? I feel I am. I finished my Christmas jigsaw yesterday, which I put in the Discord, and I was really quite pleased with that. It took me 5 days of doing that, sort of on and off. Which is significantly longer than the 32 minutes that Champions do it in, but you know. A little bit of Christmas bling. Let's have a lovely. We'll put a nice yellow star on the top because I don't think silver will show up. But nice yellow star on the top. And we'll have some little yellow baubles, and we'll have some orange ones, and we'll have red, right? And we'll have a nice little red box for it to stand in. Let's be red, and then I just need a bit of brown here for my little tree. A bit of brown here, and a little bit of dark brown just where it's. There you go. A little bit of Christmas spirit. Oops. Am I a puzzle person? Yes. I love a jigsaw puzzle. I haven't done them for ages. I hadn't done them for ages, and I was just kind of I was shopping, looking for like Christmas gifts and things, and there was a shop that was selling loads of them quite reasonably, and I thought, you know what, I've not done one of those for ages, so I bought myself one. It was only like £4.50. I've put it in the Discord so you can see what it was, but it was a nice Christmas sort of scene. And yeah, I had great fun. So I'm now thinking of getting myself another one. Though my local library, just to sort of save myself on money, my local library does actually loan out jigsaws. But I love puzzles. I love word puzzles. I love not so much number puzzles, but jigsaw puzzles, crossword puzzles, word search puzzles. I should do another. Yeah, I know. I mean, I most definitely will. And it was nice just to sort of like test my brain, because with the one on Discord, you can see there's like that big tree on the side, and then there was a wreath, and then there was like a mantle decoration, and it was all green. It was all greenery with Christmas colours. And I did all the other bits of the jigsaw first. So, you know, the chair with the cat on it, I did the fireplace, I did the bookshelf. And then I got left with the only pieces that were left was just this mass of greenery. And it was so complicated. And I was just like, oh my God, how am I gonna get through this? Because I don't know how to isolate these pieces. And so then I remembered from when I was watching the Jigsaw Puzzle Championship, that when certain people were getting stuck, that they were sorting the pieces that they had remaining by shape. And so I thought, okay, I'll do that. And so I spent about 20 minutes yesterday just sort of going through and isolating all the different shapes into different sections. And then it became so much easier to see what I needed in that particular space, and I only had a few to look at rather than, you know, looking at a mass of shapes in front of me. And yeah, so that was something that I shall definitely take forward with me for doing more jigsaw puzzles. I mean, it's such a silly little thing, but it really worked. I mean, there was a few, because Rebecca, my daughter, she was watching me as I was doing it, and as I got to like this last section of, say, like 150 pieces that were left, and we just couldn't work out why nothing seemed to be fitting. Nothing seemed to be fitting, even though I'd sorted everything out. And then I realised I'd actually got 2 or 3 pieces that were in the wrong place, and as soon as I removed them, then obviously everything started to work, but they really did look like they were in the right place. I would normally pull out colours, but I can see where too much of one colour would be too much. Yeah, exactly. I used to do that. I would sort of like, you know, if there was a big bit of sky, you could separate sky. If there's a big bit of like roof tiles on a house, you know, you can separate out colours, and I would do that. But I was literally just left with a load of greenery, and it was just. I honestly thought I was never going to get it done. I honestly thought, am I going to have to give up on this puzzle, because it just seemed insurmountable at that point. But I was glad I sort of persevered with it. It's the same with anything, isn't it? It's like if you're doing like a Sudoku, however you choose to pronounce it. It's you fill in all your easy bits first. You fill in all your easy bits, and then you sort of try and work out what's left. What are the only possible combinations that can be left? You just take it step by step. I love a puzzle. I think that's why I like doing art as well, because it's about looking at a picture and working out how you're going to construct it. it's the same thing, isn't it? I never really thought about it like that, but it makes sense now. I've just sort of put those two things together. I think that's why I like doing crafting and things, because again, it's seeing an end result that you want and working out the steps that you need to do to get from your start to the beautiful finished object that you're going to have at the end. I suppose it's an artist trait. Yeah, exactly. Posted a charcoal and pastel piece I did last night. Not my best, but you're a work in progress. Alright, I'll go and have a look at that in just one sec. I'll just finish these dots in this section. Doesn't matter whether you think it's your best. Everything that you do is practice, isn't it? Everything you do is practice. I really like your lion and lioness pieces. Those ones I really did like. Right, let me go and have a look at what you've put on Discord gallery. Oh wow! Oh, I like that. Look at the shading that you've got in his hair and beard. That is so good. That is so good. I mean, if that is a work in progress and you've still got things to do to that, I think that the effect in the shadowing and the shading that you've got here in this beard going up into his head, I think that's amazing. Amazing. Keep going with that one. My gosh. That's fabulous. Yeah, your Pegasus did turn out really good too. Yeah, your Pegasus, your lions, really good. And I like that you're not I feel constrained by the fact that I feel I can only draw animals. I don't feel that I can draw people at all. Whereas you do people and animals and vehicles and anything. It's great that you're not constrained to just like one subject, whereas I feel like I need to stay constrained to animals because I feel that's where my strength is, even though I know I need to branch out and practice and just exactly just got to try it. Yeah. um I just didn't think it turned out very good. No, it looks amazing. Keep going. I love it. Is that man a drawing of someone that you know, or is it just something that you just created out of your own imagination, or is it like a relative or something? You referenced a picture of a guy's face, but did your own thing for most of it. Oh, excellent. Random dude on the internet. Excuse me. Some people have really interesting faces. You know, like sometimes you see on like National Geographic are very good at taking pictures of people's faces, and there's just so much story and history in that face or that expression. They just seem to find people that are like really interesting to look at and photograph so well. There's a guy on TikTok that goes around and he just sort of he does portraits on people, and he just sort of goes around and he says, "Oh, do you mind if I take your picture? Here's what I do," and he shows what he's done with other people, and he will show the ones that obviously say yes. And he takes just ordinary, everyday people and puts them in certain poses, and he knows how to do the exposure and the lighting correctly, and he makes these people look amazing. And it's just, I love seeing that. I love seeing that. I wish I had the eye to do that. There's a guy that draws people on subways. Yes, I've seen him as well. He's really good. And there's another guy that will just sit in like Central Park, and he'll do a portrait for like $25 or $15 or something like that. And he would do it in 10 or 15 minutes, so he won't like spend ages making this composition, but he'll just do it really, really quickly and keep to quite simple lines, and it looks amazing. It really is a skill. Whereas I'd be there sort of like, oh, I've got to get this right, I've got to get this spot on. If I don't get this spot on, oh my god. I wish that I had the ability to just sort of let go of the perfectionism and just draw. Do you know what I mean? Because I did think about, like I said earlier, when it came to doing this, that I did think about not doing the outlines first, so that the stream went better. But I did, because I wanted to be able to fit it all on one page. But I did think about, I think one day I will just start a stream and I'll be like, right, I've got no line art, I've not prepared, I'm just gonna try and sketch it out by hand, and yeah, the dimensions might be a little bit off, but that's fine, and just sort of be more relaxed about it. But at the minute I can't be relaxed about it because I'm such a perfectionist. I think it's so cool how well you realistic artists can draw the way you do. Well, yeah, but it's because I mean, thank you. Thank you, first of all. Having line art helps. I mean, having the outline does help, but I mean, there is still obviously an element of skill to filling in that outline. But yeah, I wish I could just not worry about line art and just go for it. Do that, abstract something, go for it. Yeah, I know, I ought to. Maybe that could be part of my stream anniversary. Maybe it can be part of that. I will do it. One day I will do it. Though then, of course, you'd all have to wait for me to spend ages doing the outline before I could even do any of the colouring in. Though I think if I went back to just doing a piece without line art, I think I would probably just stick with just doing, like, say, graphite pencil and not actually do the coloured pencil part, because I think with the graphite pencil I'd be able to just do that better. My idea for you is don't look anything up. Just draw out of your imagination, even off camera if you need to. Yeah, I know. That's what I keep telling myself I ought to do. That is what I keep telling myself I ought to do. And I think it's because I've never ever done it. I've always copied from something. I've always looked at something in front of me and copied from it. Whether that was still life or, you know, back in art class, it was the way, when we were at school, it was the way that we were taught. Here's something for you all to draw. Here's a collection of bottles. You draw these bottles. And yeah, that's how I've always done it. So the idea of just drawing with nothing in front of me is scary. It is scary beyond belief. But I know I ought to give it a try. I mean, that is why the other day I recommended Christopher Lovell art. He draws amazing fantasy stuff that is just completely out the top of his head. And the level of detail that he gets in there, the level of his imagination, if I had his ability, I would be. If I had half of his ability, I would be a happy camper. Also, stick with whatever you start to draw to. I've always drawn out of my imagination until I started looking up stuff online several years ago. Yeah, I think it's definitely a way to do it. I think it's definitely, it strengthens certain skills, doesn't it? It's definitely the way to go. Just need to be brave enough to do it. I think my ideal situation would be, I think I would love to be able to just draw fantasy creatures, just stuff out of my imagination. I would love to be able to draw that. But I haven't quite got there yet. But I do like that you're encouraging me. But I think that should be what art is all about, is encouraging each other. I mean, that was one of the whole reasons I started this channel, was to encourage people to have a go at art. Or just to find like a channel that is just relaxing, and there's no pressure on anybody to do anything they don't want to. Get in there with this moth. So I wasn't sure how I was going to tackle these wings, and then I thought, you know what, I'm just going to do section by section, and then hopefully it will all blend in, and actually it's worked out quite well. There we go. Hey Jamie, no, you're not late at all. Not late at all. Absolutely not. I'm about to finish. I don't know. I'm going to need a late note from your teacher. How are you feeling today? Are you feeling any better? Or are you still patient zero? AI? What do you mean A1? Still legally dead in 6 states. Okay. Alright. We'll, I was going to say we'll use you for parts, but probably not if you're infected. Right. Okay, I think that's where I'm going to leave it today then, chat, and we will do the other wing tomorrow, and then probably come down here and do this dragonfly type creature. But if anyone can find out what type of insects these are, I mean, I'm thinking this is a tiger moth, I'm thinking these two are leaf bugs, I'm thinking this is some sort of wasp, but if anyone can actually work out exactly what they are, then I know this is a stag beetle, this one in the middle. What else do I recognise? This is probably a cabbage white down here. This is probably some sort of wasp. Don't know. Don't know. A fly. Another fly. That looks like a mosquito. Don't know. And there's a tiny little bee and a tiny little gnat or something there. Oh, and a ladybug. We've got a ladybug right at the bottom. But if anyone can work out what the others are as we go along, that would be great, just so I know. But okay, so that's where I'm going to end it for today. You're very welcome, Jane. You'll have to watch the rest of it later, maybe. And have a lovely rest of your day, everybody. Thank you for joining me today. It's been a lovely, relaxing morning. And I will see you all again tomorrow morning at 9:30. So take care, everybody. Have a lovely day. Bye.